Yeah, good evening to all of
Good evening,
you.
sir.
Yes, sir. Great, sir. Great. Nice to see you, sir.
Yeah. Today I find a new entry is the great.
Hello, sir. This is
Hello.
Deepak here. I'm from Bangalore.
Oh, hello, Deepak. Where do you stay?
I stay in Bangalore, sir.
Okay. I think last once you had joined, isn't it?
Oh, I think this is my first time joining. I think Naveen had shared the link invite. Uh,
Okay. So
and
what do you do in Bangalore?
I am amateur astronomer, sir. Been doing amateur astronomy in Bangalore for a long time.
Oh, very nice. I think you are the right person for this group. We have a lot of young people. They are so much interested in astronomy, and some many things they know more than I know. So you are the right person.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So, but do you to do astrophotography also?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Oh, yeah, that is what I sometimes like to do, want to do actually. But this is astronomy is your hobby, or is it that you have also gone through some courses and all that?
I began about 10 years back as a hobby because I was fascinated, and then it grew on me, and then
Oh,
slowly I bought equipments, and now there are more than 100, I think about 600 followers I have in Bangalore. So
oh,
I
that's
organize
very nice.
so I gonna organize a lot of camps. I own a lot of professional equipments. The largest is a 16 inches Dobsonian, which we go out and gaze and do all those stargazing activities.
Ah,
Other than that, I also do my astrophotography stuff. So I do the narrowband imaging for nebulas and sun, and the broadband imaging for all the broadband targets such as your star clusters and galaxies. Yeah. So I'm doing quite a lot of
that's
things
good.
in this area.
But I and what is your profession, by the way?
By profession, I work in a pharmaceutical company as
Oh,
a IT engineer, but I
mhm.
pursue my hobby separately.
Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, I knew a person who was working in Cap Gemini
Okay.
and yeah, in Kolkata, and he used to buy all the things regarding telescopes. So, yeah,
So
but
there
he,
are yeah. So I mean the this hobby is a little expensive, so not everybody is able to pursue it. Fortunately, I was able to do it over a period of time in last 10 years. So it's good. And my son also, he's sitting along with me. He's also very, very interested, like Aryan. So he also
Acha,
talks
very
about,
good.
yeah, he's 10 years. He owns his own telescope. We go outside, we gaze, we study, and we talk about it. So, I mean, that is another motivation for me because he is also very interested. Yeah.
Oh,
So he wants to say hello to you, sir.
Hello, sir.
hello, how are you? What's your name?
Ikshan.
Dick?
Huh?
Hello.
Yeah.
Your name is Dick
Ikshan.
Chan.
Ikshan.
How do you spell it? D
I K
I?
I K S H A N.
Oh, oh. So that is Ikshan, isn't it?
Ik.
Ikshan.
Yeah. Yes. What does it mean? Ikshan means?
Sight.
Oh, acha, that's very nice actually. So, your hobby is also astronomy.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you do in that?
Mostly I see with my telescope. I see moon. I see other planets. My father shows me galaxies far away. He shows me
Oh,
nebulas. Then I sometimes process his pictures from Lightroom. Uh,
okay.
and
And
me and him are gonna see Perseids meteor shower today.
oh, today it is there.
Yeah, at midnight.
Okay, so you'll be seeing that, is it?
Yes.
Oh,
10 o'clock.
so this and what kind of telescope you have?
Refractor.
Okay. So what is the magnification of that?
He wouldn't know the magnification, sir.
Acha, yeah, yeah, you will not.
So he would
Okay.
know about the types of telescopes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. At 10 years, he knows already everything refracting and reflecting. He can distinguish. Which
Yeah.
planet have you seen up till now?
Um, Saturn, Jupiter, Jupiter and moons.
Oh,
Saturn with rings.
oh, rings you have seen. Okay.
I've seen Mars also.
Oh, that's very nice. That's very nice. I don't have I have a telescope, but that is not functional. It is not functional because I don't have a space where to keep it because we stay in a Kolkata in a high-rise building and nobody is allowed to go to the roof. So my telescope is lying idle. But so I went to some place in Kolkata. There are Sky Watchers Association in Kolkata.
Yeah,
So they organize.
by any chance, do you know Somadeep Mukherjee, sir?
No, I don't know. I just went as a novice. I went to their camp once or
Okay, okay,
twice.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But they asked me, why don't you become a member? So now I'm planning to become member so that I can regularly join their camps. So, but Calcutta, there is so much of light in the town that you
Yes,
can't see
yeah,
anything
yeah.
nicely.
That's right. That's right. So
So,
I
how
mean,
do you manage in Bangalore? Bangalore
no, no.
also is the same
So yeah,
problem.
that is right, sir. But like I said, we don't do it from the city because from city you can't see all these nebulas and galaxies. But
Right.
planets you can see from city. You can see moon from city. You can see sun from city also.
That is.
Now there are lots of things that you can do from from the city, but for the deep skies objects you have to go outside. So that becomes really a challenge. But like I said, in the Stargazer Association that you have in Bangalore, sorry, in Calcutta, I go by the name the Great Beyond Community, and I founded that I think about 3 years back. So I have a lot of people, and we organize camps and we go outside. So I carry
Oh,
telescopes about 100 kilometers away from city. We go out and we stay there, and then we do the stargazing.
oh, this very nice actually.
Yeah.
So, so Orion must have been the best photographs that you might have got, is it?
No, sir. I have Orion Nebula. I mean, there are lots of nebulas in the skies. So
Acha,
Orion
yes,
is
you that.
yeah, Orion is one of the beautiful nebula that every amateur astronomer does it. That was my first nebula also.
Yeah.
There are so many. I mean, all the Messier objects. I think I have covered most of them.
Oh, that's really very nice.
Yeah,
Maybe when I go to Bangalore, I will visit your telescope with this
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Of course, of course. You're
I,
welcome.
I love it. Yeah. So, and Aryan has got many questions regarding astronomy. He wants to become an astronomer
Yeah, yeah, I know.
in
So
future.
Aryan, I organize a lot of online sessions, and Aryan is always regular in my astronomy sessions. Those are online sessions that I organize about two in a month. So he joins. I see his videos as well, all the ones that his dad shares. So he is very enthusiastic. I'm sure things will turn up well for him when he grows up. His dad keeps asking me about the guidance and all. So it is one very good step that every father has to do it. So it is nice.
Right. Maybe, actually, you organize twice you have a Zoom meeting about things, is it?
Yes, 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 yes,
And
yes. So
how many people join in that?
I think regularly about 30 joins. There are many, but regularly about 30 definitely joins.
Okay. Maybe I can also become part of that.
Yes, 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 of course, please. I
Ah,
don't,
you
I don't,
can.
I don't take money for it. Those are free sessions. I do it for the love of astronomy. So I may not have that much knowledge that you have, My knowledge
No, no,
is
I'm not from astronomy field. I'm basically an accelerator, accelerator field, and little
okay.
bit of nuclear physics.
Oh, okay,
So
okay,
basically, I'm an accelerator physicist. So astronomy also was is something like a hobby. I pursue reading and
okay,
all that.
okay,
So in fact, I got one telescope, but you see, till date, I have not been able to install them properly. Only once I did it and saw the planets, and I stay
okay.
in a high-rise building where the roof is not accessible.
Yes, yeah.
So, but I'm trying to organize few people in this area to
Okay.
take interest in this so that we can go to some faraway place because it needs a group activity.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course.
Alone, you
Right,
cannot do anything. So,
right, right.
uh, right, maybe I could become part so that I also learn a little bit to tricks.
Yes, of a lot. So I can, because I go outside, stargaze a lot. I also started reading. So if there is anything that I can help, you're most welcome.
Yes, sure. You can put your link in that WhatsApp thing which
Okay.
Pankaj has, so that yeah, there will be many people in Calcutta who will be interested to join your thing
Sure, sure. No
about
worries.
astronomy.
I will share.
Yeah. So so Aryan, you have any question to hello? So Aryan will be asking question to whom? Today you have astronomy expert also.
Aryan, you can talk with Deepak sir's son. Actually, he's 10 years old, and you also, so you can discuss some astronomy questions.
Hmm.
If
Right.
yes,
I think see, today is a day for Perseids meteor shower. Okay, I would suggest
Achha,
we can
yes,
discuss about Perseids. What is a meteor shower and how does it happen and why this is happening. We can discuss
yes,
about
yes,
it and close it.
Also, yes,
That
sure.
is that way. We'll have some agenda.
Yeah, yeah. Why not go ahead? Deepak, why don't you go ahead with
Okay.
it?
Okay, so I can talk about it. I mean, I had a 15-minute session with my group also in the evening.
Okay.
So, meteor showers are basically remains of the comets, which when passed through sun long time back. Okay, so Earth has orbit around sun, which is elliptical, right? And then the periodical comets, like the one which is which is making this video shower, meteor shower today. The name was, I think, 109P, and it was uh, Tuttle. What is Swift Tuttle? Swift Tuttle is the name of the comet. That is a periodical comet, and it goes around the sun. It has an orbital period of about 133 years, and the last time it came in the inner solar system was in 1992. Now, when it comes and goes back, it leaves those debris, okay, comet debris, which are very, very small particles, size of grains, okay,
Grains of sand.
grains, size of yeah, grains of sand, and they keep orbiting. Now, when Earth moves around through that path, those grains of sand, which was the rocks or ice, which are the leftovers of those comet, they Earth encounters that, and then those particles
Become
basically they
become meteors and come into our atmosphere and
atmosphere
appear as comets.
appear as a shooting
Sorry,
star,
shooting
shooting
stars.
star, and they will look like streaks of light in the skies, right?
Meteors.
uh, to give you an example how it happens and why, imagine you are going in your car, okay, and suddenly you see a lot of mosquitoes. Okay, there are a lot of mosquitoes who are coming, okay, and then when you drive, the front part of your screen will have a lot of mosquitoes, left and right will not have it, okay, and then when you pass through it, there is nothing. Okay, similarly, those dust is there, the earth passes, and then there is nothing. Okay, so today and tomorrow is the date when earth is passing through that barrier. I would not say barrier because I mean it's not a barrier, but it's a collection of
Passing
those
through those grains of sand.
passing through these grains of sand. So today and tomorrow it will pass, and that's when we will have those meteor showers. So tonight, and the direction is northeast. So there is a constellation called as Perseus. If you see in that direction, northeast, Perseus will rise, I think, around 10 o'clock, 10:30 types. So it will rise. You can see that. You can just lie around. If you have clear skies, you would see streaks of light appearing from that direction. The skies are okay in Bangalore, so I would try to photograph it and I will share it with Naveen and Aryan so you can see it and you can share. But that is how the meteor shower will happen. So there are multiple comets which came, which left over their debris, and that is how we have Geminids and Lyriids and Perseus meteor shower all across the year, because Earth is passing through the orbit of those leftover things, right? I'm not sure how interesting was it. I was able to communicate, but this is
Yeah,
how
yeah, no, it's very
meteor
interesting.
shower, meteor shower works. Yeah, Aryan, you have a question? Please go ahead.
Sir, how big are most asteroids?
See, asteroids can बेटा यहाँ पे चलाओगे तो आवाज इसमें भी आएगी, यहाँ अंदर जाओ. So asteroids are bigger. जब इसको बंद करो जाओ. So asteroids are huge. They can be huge. Okay, but the one of the and asteroids are made up of rocks and metal also. Okay, if you see the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, Ceres is one of the largest object in that asteroid belt. So I don't remember the exact size, but it is huge. It is lesser than the size of our moon, but it is huge, and it is made up of metal and rocks. If that falls on Earth, we are done. Earth would be finished. So asteroids are huge, but they are following their own orbit and they are not coming inside. But these particles which are coming inside the atmosphere of the Earth, they are like I said, they are like grain of sand. They are very very small. Hardly anything reaches on the surface. They just burn up in the skies.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir. If a asteroid crashes with the Earth, what would it be its speed? How
See,
fast would
it
be?
See, it again depends on the size and the speed at which it is already traveling. The grains of sand, okay, of these meteorites which are coming, they are entering and they are catching up at a speed of 3 lakh kilometer per second, and that is why they burn up so fast. In this space, they are also traveling. I'm sure many kilometers per second. Okay. So I'm not sure exact the speed, but all the objects which are traveling, they are traveling at a varying speeds. But if you're interested, we can find out about them and we can tell you. But when they come in the um, our atmosphere, they travel at a very high speed, and that is when they burn because they are going through that atmosphere. What do you call friction? Okay, and then they burn up. Okay.
Sir, after 200 years, would be able to mine asteroids?
That you have to tell us. See, we are about 40 now. Okay, in another 60 years, people of my generation will not be there. You would be younger. You would become scientist, and the one of the main, the purpose of exploration is so that we take levels from 1 to 2, and the next generation will take it from level 2 to level 3. So you guys will do it. So it depends on the technology and the brains of our people. They would tell us that we will be able to do it or not. I'm sure one day they will, but when, I don't know. Okay. So when you grow up after, let's say, 10 years, you will definitely know that would it happen in your generation or would it happen in next generation. uh, it works like that.
No, so Deepak, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
So, do you expect that someday you are going to find a new asteroid or comet?
uh, See, anybody can find that out, sir. There is
Yes, yes. I
I,
think a lot of people
I,
are finding it.
people are finding it, they are naming it. The only thing is people like you and me are living in the city skies. We and this is our hobby. People who
Right.
are continuously doing it, I'm sure they can. All the in the if you have read about these things in the past, um, everything was found out by chance, right? The
Yes.
comets were found out by chance by amateur astronomers. In fact, the planet Uranus, which was found out by William Herschel, he
Mm.
saw it. He didn't know what is it, and then he made calculations. He found out that it is not a star, it is moving, and it is a planet or not. And then he made calculation. He found out that it's a planet, and then that is how he was able to make it. So most of the discoveries in the skies by amateur astronomers was because they are doing it continuously. We are not doing it continuously. In Bangalore,
Yeah,
we
that
had
is.
7 or 8 months of cloudy skies. Today, it is by chance that we have slightly clear skies. Otherwise, it is very very cloudy in Bangalore.
Yeah, in Calcutta, it's very cloudy now, so there is no question of shower.
Correct, correct. Today, yeah,
Yeah.
I know there are some people from Calcutta in my group as well. So they mentioned that it is cloudy in Calcutta today.
Yeah. So the telescope which you have, how many inches is that?
I have many, sir. So there is one. The largest is 16 inches, Dobsonian. Then
Oh,
then there is a 12 inches. Then there is 127 mm. Then there are two. I mean, there are different types: Mac and Schmidt Cassegrain, reflectors, refractors. I have all the types.
oh.
Yeah.
So no, I was talking from the point of view of, let us say, suppose I want to buy a telescope.
Okay.
So suppose, like say, Aryan wants to buy a telescope or
Hmm.
Mrityunjay wants to buy a telescope. Now, what is the kind of telescope they should buy? This
See,
16-inch one is costing how much?
yeah, yeah. So these, see, buying telescope is expensive affair. The minimum that you spend is at least about 70-80,000. The 16 inches that is with me is about 2.5 lakhs.
Yeah.
But it doesn't end there. 2.5 lakhs is the basic cost. Then you have to buy eyepieces, which are good, and the good eyepieces are one eyepiece is 10,000, 10, 12,000. The cheaper ones are 1,500, 1,200, but they're not good. The better ones are around 10,000. Then you have to buy filters, UV-IR filters, or narrowband or broadband filters, which are costing beyond 10Ks, 10, 25, 30K type. So
And
it's an
it's all
expensive.
available in Bangalore?
No, 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 no. So I import a lot of things, and there are few vendors in India. One vendor is in Mumbai, another is in Gujarat, from where you can buy.
Do you
But
know,
not,
say, is there any vendor in Kolkata is there?
I don't know if they are keeping the good stuff really. See, if you see on
Hmm.
Amazon also, there are lots of telescopes, but they're all useless.
Yeah, I know, I know that. Yes.
They will be costing about 10K, 20K, 15K, 25K, but they're all useless. You just buy it and use it only for gazing moon, and you will see it again and again. You'll get bored. So they're useless really.
So when you do the photography, so are you using some kind of, what do you call, what kind of storage, means image storage device you are using?
So it's completely different league. Visual and
Mhm.
astrophotography are two different things.
Right,
For
right, right.
astrophotography, you need something called as the equatorial mount,
Hmm.
and then you have to use the astro dedicated cameras. There are cooled
Hmm.
and non-cooled cameras. Planetary, they are different. For sun, they are different. For moon, they are different. You have to use different types of filters,
Hmm.
and then only you can do it. I mean, and then you have to use a lot of softwares to process them. So first is your data collection through all your equipment.
Yeah, no,
Then
I'm talking about the nebula part actually. So for the nebula, what kind of device one should have for the storage? Because that may be requiring 5 to 6 hours of
yeah,
collecting data,
yeah,
no?
yeah, correct. So when we do, let's say for Orion, if we do it, we try to do it. You need an exposure about five to at least 5 to 6 hours of exposure.
Right.
That is about, and each file is let's say 18 MB, and those
Hmm.
are 10 minutes exposure, right? So
Hmm.
for 10 minutes, your mount will be, you know, directing only to Orion Nebula, and it
Hmm.
is so precise that it will not move. Earth is also moving, but it will not move. It'll move at the rate of the speed of the Earth rotation. So
Right.
you check those, you gather all those 5 minutes exposure over a period of let's say 5 hours.
Right.
More is better. Okay. So people do 10 hours, 20 hours, 40 hours also to get all those nebulicity, the details of the nebula. So let's say you do 10 hours of exposure, okay, and you have 100 files of 5 minute exposure each. Then you gather that data. Then you stack those images in there. There are a lot of softwares which you use. The imaging is done, then you process them. Process itself takes a lot of time, 4 or 5 hours of processing, and that's when those images that you see in the pictures of the movies they are made. So it is good. If somebody is interested, they can they can talk to me. I can tell them about it. But it really takes time and effort to do. One single image has an effort of let's say about at least 14-15 hours in behind.
Oh. Uh,
Hello, gentlemen. My name is Deepak. Ladies and gentlemen, I would say.
Hi, Deepak. I am also
Hi,
Deepak.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, you are Deepak. Right. So I have an introduction of I know most of the people here except the great beyond.
Yeah,
Who's the
that's
great
me.
beyond?
That's me. I'm Deepak. That's
Yeah.
my
Okay. What's
social
your full
handle.
name?
Deepak
Can you
Chaudhary.
introduce yourself, please? All right.
Yes. Yeah. So regarding my introduction, I'm Deepak Chaudhary. I come from Bangalore. I am here for the last, I think, 12 years. I'm into amateur
Where?
astronomy in Bangalore.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. I'm into amateur astronomy for more than 10 years now.
All right. Okay. And what do you do for a living?
I work in a pharmaceutical company.
You work in a pharmaceutical company. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me introduce myself too briefly. My name is Deepak Jha. I am an IT consultant. I work as an IT contractor in UK. So I've been based out of London for about 20 years now. I live here with my family, and I've been associated with this group through Pankaj. So on and off, I keep participating, and yeah, Pankaj requested me to join in today. So I had the time. I thought I'll come in and see what's going on. Nice meeting all of you again.
Good evening, Deepak.
Hello,
And
Chaturanan ji. How are you?
yeah, I'm fine. How is everything in London now?
Everything is pretty much the same. It's it was supposed to be quite sunny today, but then London has come back to uh, what it really is. It was sunny in the morning, but then it started to rain, and it is still supposed to be good tomorrow. So the weather is like on and off. It keeps raining and becoming sunny, and otherwise, yes, life goes on. It's just the same. Nothing great. Nothing special or out of the way. How about you?
Yeah, everything is fine in Kolkata. Nothing much is happening this side except a lot of rain and all that. So
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah, it's raining a
yeah,
lot in Bihar and Bengal.
and then Deepak, your title is Chaudhary, so you belong to which place actually?
Rajasthan, Rajasthan.
Acha, so in Rajasthan also people have Chaudhary title, is it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course.
Oh, that's very
And sir,
interesting actually.
Aryan and
Ikshan
Is-
have raised their
Iskan
hand.
has a rise. Yes.
Yeah, Aryan, go ahead with your question.
Sir, can you tell me about different types of telescopes and what are their uses?
Right. So Aryan, there are basically three types. Okay, there are basic three types. One is a refractor telescope, which is a basic telescope, which was used by which is used by everybody in the past. It has only one lens in the front, which is also called as objective, and we use an eyepiece at the back side to magnify the images. Okay, very simple construction. It is a refractor. Okay, why it is called as a refractor? Because the light from the objective lens is refracted. Okay, now when we go deeper into it, there are multiple and different types of kinds in this refractor telescope, but we'll not go get into it today. Second is a reflector telescope. Okay, a reflector telescope has a mirror which is on the back side of the telescope. The light is collected over there. It's a parabolic mirror. And then there is a secondary mirror on which the light from the primary mirror falls, and then there is a eyepiece which is used to magnify it. Okay, so that's a reflector. It is called a reflector because the light from the mirror is reflected. Third is a um, it is called as um, Cassegrain kinds of telescopes. Okay. Now, in that also there are two. One is called as Makutsov, and second is called as Schmidt Cassegrain. Now, essentially, they have the design is on the reflection, but they have a corrector plate in the front and a primary mirror and a secondary mirror, and the light goes. So that is a very um, a different design. Okay, uh, you should see these types of telescopes images, and then you will learn more about it. You will understand more. Okay, if I try to explain, it will get very difficult. But the difference between these three is that a refractor telescope is used mostly for astrophotography because it's a true telescope. Okay, the reflector is again a telescope which is used mostly for visuals because you can increase the size of the mirror as much as you want. Not very big, but let's say 16 inches or 20 inches, or I've seen 36 inches also. Okay, these are light buckets. The Makutso or the SCTs, okay, they are mostly used for visuals for planets and moon because they have a very high focal length. Actually, your question is small, but the explanations are huge, Aryan. So all these SCTs and Max are used because they have very high focal length. I'm not sure if you understand focal length and focal ratios, but let's say f10 or f15, which makes the images very sharp. So it is very good for basically imaging or looking at the moon and the planets. Okay, Ikshan, you raise your hand.
What causes these meteor showers?
What we talked about it, right? Comets. The
No,
comets
like
which came.
how are those comets formed?
Comets are were formed in the earlier in the beginning of the solar system. So you have this Kuiper belt and the Oort cloud,
Huh.
which is beyond Neptune, the trans Neptunian objects. From there they come. They start because of some. movement. They start towards the inner solar system. The sun gravity picks them up and they come inside and go outside. So those are comets. They're icy objects.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I
So
could
the
add. I will add something to Kamya's question also. What Deepak had said already. No, you see these small bits. Always these stars, which are there, the nebulae and all these kind of things. They keep on exploding. So the explosions they cause, the whole mass gets dispersed all over the universe, and because of the gravity, some of the stars they catch them. So whatever you see here, the it's all the explosions which occurred long time back, and they were captured here. You see, so that is what Deepak was telling you. Actually, that's the beginning, and it keeps on happening. Explosions are common phenomena in the universe.
So Chaturananji, I understand your background. Deepak, could you let us know, at least let me know because I'm new. I've met you for the first time. Are you into optics and these things by profession, or are you a
No,
hobbyist in this area?
no, this is my hobby, Deepak. And but
And oh, all right,
because I've been into this for a very long time, over 10 years now. I know quite a bit.
okay,
I have given a lot of lectures in schools and colleges. I've
okay,
gone to a
okay.
lot of camps, hundreds of camps literally, and I have a lot of groups where people follow me, people talk to me. I also give
Understood,
a lot of
understood. Okay,
online sessions. So I think I have grown up organically in this field. I read a
very
lot.
good,
I study a lot about this because I'm also very passionate about this subject. So that is how I know about it. But this is
very
not
good,
my
very good.
profession.
This kind of a passion is rare to find, and this is hugely appreciated. I mean, somebody getting into an area of this kind purely out of passion and as a hobby, and then learning so much to the. I mean, your knowledge in this area is quite evident.
Yeah.
Listening to you for just 2 or 3 minutes, I can make out you're really good in this area.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, kudos. Yeah, good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah, great, great, great.
Kamya has raised a question. Kamya, you have any question?
Yes, I
Kamya?
do. Yeah, yes, I do. Telescopes use concave mirrors and convex mirror, right? So, can you tell me what is the difference in that?
See the um. Okay, so the mirrors and lenses are the ones which are used in telescopes. Okay,
Yeah.
the lenses have the properties to magnify images. So a concave mirror, basically, it it disperses, not disperses. Basically, it sends a light away from the. So there is an. Kamya, you are elder, right? Which
Yeah, I can
grade are you?
understand. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm in
so there is
10th.
a normal. So there is a normal plane. Okay, so in concave mirror, the light goes away from the normal. In convex, it bends towards the normal, right?
Yeah.
So
What people call convergent and divergent, the
divergent.
word
Yes,
which
correct.
school
Convergent.
books
Yes,
use, right?
correct. So the
Are
convex
you
is converging and the concave is diverging, and
are,
we
are you not
use
are
the.
you not saying this the other way around? I think concave.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
If
Correct,
yeah,
correct, correct,
concave
correct,
focuses light onto the
correct,
focal
correct,
point.
correct, 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 correct.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no, no. Concave diverges and
No, no, no.
convex
Concave. If you
No, no,
if you
yeah,
send a parallel,
concave is
if you
diverging.
yeah,
Concave
and
if you send
makes
a
a
convex
if
conforming.
you
converges. Yeah, the
Yes,
name
concave
itself.
concave
converges.
converges. No, no.
No,
Yes,
See,
no,
if you send a parallel
opposite.
beam of light, if you send a parallel beam of light to a concave mirror,
mirror
then the parallel rays would
will meet at a
converge
point.
to the focal point. Yes.
Yeah,
Whereas a convex mirror, if you send a parallel beam of light to a convex mirror, then they diverge in all directions.
That's correct. That's correct. No, I
Yeah.
was talking about the lenses. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Lenses are the other way around.
The
Lenses are
other
the
way.
other way around.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
right. So
I
Good.
come
remember from my basics. Yeah.
right. So
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
to answer the questions, we use properties of these lenses to magnify or do these things to construct a telescope.
So would there be difference in the picture they take, like from a concave mirror telescope and a convex mirror telescope?
See, in a refractor, it's a convex mirror. Okay. What happens is when a light comes, the light is made up of, let's say, uh, it has many components inside. Okay, there are different wavelengths. But let me talk about RGB: red, green, and blue. Okay, it has RGB has different wavelength. When they meet at a point, they essentially do not meet at same point because the wavelengths are different. Okay, now when the wavelength is different, they meet at different points, so we add other elements to it so that they meet at one point. And then when you add two basically elements, it becomes a doublet. When you add three elements to a lens, it becomes a triplet. So triplet is the most expensive and is one of the finest uh, telescopes in the world. Okay, so because all your RGB light is focused at one point, and then we use that light in our astro cameras, capture it, and then process it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Aryan, you have any want to say something? Yes.
Sir, can I speak about different types of telescopes?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Mm, okay. First, understanding the electromagnetic spectrum to comprehend how telescopes use different parts of the magnetic spectrum. Radio waves, longest wavelengths measurements used in radio telescopes. Microwaves, shorter wavelengths than radios but longer than infrared. Slight infrared, slightly longer than the red light we see, useful for heat measurements. Visible light, the range we perceive with our eyes, providing beautiful images. Ultraviolet light, higher energy than visible light, revealing details invisible to humans. X-rays, shorter wavelengths and high energy, useful for black holes and temperature regions. Gamma rays, shortest and most energetic waves providing insights into the cosmic expansions. Radio telescope detect and analyze radio waves emitted by celestial objects used to study the most distant object in the universe, such as quasars and pulsars. In the infrared telescopes detect and analyze infrared light, which is emitted by objects due to their temperature, used for studying celestial objects that emit heat, like planets, stars, and galaxies. The Spitzer Space Telescope is an example of a infrared telescope. Optical telescope. Optical telescope collect and focus visible light using lenses or mirrors. You used to observe stars, planets, and other luminous objects. The Hubble Space Telescope, a large optical space telescope that has revolutionized our understandings of the universe through astonishing images, ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma rays. Telescopes. These telescopes observe high energy wavelengths that are invisible to the human eye. Ultraviolet ray telescopes used to study the life cycle of a star and galaxy X-ray telescopes, ideal for investigating high temperatures objects such as neutron stars and black holes. Gamma ray telescopes detect gamma ray, helping us understand cosmic explosions such as supernova. The Chandrayaan X-ray Observatory, a space telescope that uncovers X-ray emissions. Thank you.
Good.
Very
So,
nice.
Aryan has given a brief summary of all kinds of telescopes.
Maybe sir, he write the topic tomorrow. He recorded maybe. Actually, every Sunday he release the video. That's why he's write the topic. Then he speak all things.
Oh,
Maybe.
acha, he did.
Yes.
So in India, do you have any idea that, say, for a common person, who wants to buy a telescope and see planets, are there companies in India who make this something which is reasonable?
Uh, they are not good, sir. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the problem is in India, it is not so commercial. So everything has to be imported. Now, when we are importing, there is a 40% of tax and then shipping charges. So, the thing which is of 100 rupees becomes 200 for us. So
Yeah,
it's
that is.
very difficult. Yeah. There is somebody who makes it in North India, but I'm not sure about the quality of those products. So, since I do not know, I don't want to recommend. But I know some people are making it, but they're not very good. See, I have scopes which are 4 5 years old now, and they work the same way. That is the quality of the product that we have, which we imported. If you're spending a lot of money and then the quality deteriorates in 1 year or 2 year, it doesn't make sense to buy those stuff.
That is, yeah. But I learned also that in USA there are many telescopes which are refurbished and they sell it uh, to different places and they are quite cheap. But I don't know how should
No,
someone buy that or
yeah,
not.
it depends, sir. I am also not sure about it because whenever I buy um, telescopes, I buy from these vendors which are new, and then all these IPs and accessories, I get it from somebody who is traveling from US, or when I go there, I buy it and bring it.
Mhm.
There are literally hundreds of accessories that you need uh, for astrophotography or the eyepieces and all. And there are lots of things.
Yeah, that is true. Yes. Because this is something you can, as you're saying that you go to schools. These
Mhm.
schools must have telescopes. Each school should have a
No,
telescope.
they don't have. They don't.
Yeah.
The
No, so
problem
I
is
actually.
that see, I since I go to schools, what they say is there is nobody to maintain it, and these
That
things,
is
these
true.
things, these things are so fragile that if they are not handled properly, they will break.
Yeah.
So, and if you break the mirror or if you break the glass, then it is useless completely.
Yeah, yeah, that is. So I stay in Kolkata, called an area called Newtown.
Okay,
So the government in one of the schools installed one telescope.
okay,
So recently, so we all inquired that whether that can be used, and we
okay.
learned that that telescope is not operational. Just because there is nobody to take care of it.
Yeah, yeah, that happens.
And government has spent a lot of money there in this area in a school. So this is something.
Yeah, that
Mm,
happens.
yeah. So when you go to schools, what is it that you cover actually? Do you cover astrophysics or do you cover the telescope part
I
of it?
I cover mostly basics of astrophysics, covers basics of optics of about telescopes, and
Hmm.
then it is mostly of visual observations.
Okay.
So let's say we begin by the evening, we gaze at the planets. You can see Jupiter, Saturn. You can see with the rings. What are those rings made up of? How far is Saturn? What are the properties of Saturn? Uh, for Jupiter, how many moons it has? You can see the moons of also Jupiter. So, what are those great red spots? What are those rings around Jupiter? And then let's say if Mars was closer, so about the Mars, why it is red. There are lots of things. Venus, why it is white. Why it is only seen in the evening and the morning. Why not like other planets? So there are literally hundreds of things to talk about.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
day, one day is too less for all these activities. Then there are nebulas and the galaxies. Then there are different kinds of stars. There are so many constellations. So it's endless. So I mean, they invite me only for a day, but one day is literally not sufficient. It just passes just like that.
You might be facing a problem that you can't demonstrate because, yeah, you can demonstrate only in the night. So in the day, you can't do anything in a school, something like that. No?
No, in the day, so I begin around 3:30, 4 o'clock. So we look at the sun. So
Okay.
there are specialized filters for sun. Like I said in H alpha, you would know about it. So the
Yeah.
sun is the sun inside is a hydrogen, right? So it is fusing
Right.
into helium, and then
Right.
on the surface you have hydrogen, which is plasma, and
Right.
because of so much of energy of two hydrogen atoms, the it loses one of the electron, and then when it comes back, it emits an energy in the wavelength of hydrogen alpha 656 nanometer.
Right.
When that comes out, it is in the spectrum of called as hydrogen alpha, H alpha, and that is red in color. So the second layer of the sun, the chromosphere, I show in the diagram. Is I have to prepare for Proceed's meteor shower tonight.
Yeah, 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 yeah. If you
I'll-
get some photographs, you can post it in this one. We'll have a look. We'll
Sure,
see it. It will be nice.
sure. All
Now,
right.
Pankaj, I think for me also, I'll be going now. So it's already 10 o'clock.
Uh, yes, Avanar sir also joined, sir. Mallik sir.
Ah, I'm not able to see him. Where is Amarnath ji? How are you?
Namaste, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. I have to leave.
Yes.
I'll
Yeah, it
come
Okay.
was
back.
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you, Deepak ji.
Please
Thank
send us the photographs
you.
and send me your link, which the twice which you
Sure,
have.
sure. All
So
right.
once in
Okay.
a while, I would like to join. Yes.
Okay. Sure. All right. Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. Bye.
Thank
Good
you
night.
very much. Thank
Good night,
you.
everybody.
So, Avanar sir, please unmute, sir. Mm,
Hello, Malik ji. Yeah, it was very nice
Hello.
discussion. I joined late, but I was listening. You guys were in the middle of the discussion, which was very good. And talking about the lenses, just for lenses and optics, they are not only used heavily in the telescope making for the astrophysicist. They are also used very heavily for all kind of industries, for looking at the small particles. Like that's why I come from the semiconductor industry. in semiconductor industry making computer chips, we heavily use different type of microscopes. There are so many different versions of it, and it's all the manipulation of light and laser in all those activities. So yeah, this is a very growing field, light, and uh, I think uh, one should try to learn about it as much as can, because this is used universally in different applications.
Yeah, that is true, actually. In fact, you know, the people say Galileo is the father of science, they say. Okay, there can be debate on that, but you know, it is just said because he used the telescope and that changed the way we look at the world, you know. So it is the telescope that really transformed this our society. And that's why Galileo is often called the father of science. Many people object to it because they think that there's someone else should be called or Newton should be called. But I
Yeah,
very
but
much agree with
yeah,
Galileo being
yeah,
the father of science.
yeah. He is in a way, and when it comes to science, we don't need only one father. It's not we are talking about the biological father. It's it's there are all the rishis, right? Those are the people who have changed the direction of the world, right? This planet
Yeah.
Earth. And of course, no
Yes.
doubt about it. I mean, imagine Galileo fighting with the whole Christendom in 16th century, somewhere in that time frame when whole world was believing, Christian world, that world is flat, this earth is flat. I mean, he gave his life for that purpose. And
Earth
another,
is flat and Earth is the center of the universe.
yeah, yes,
So this is what he challenged, and really, you see how much courage he must have. You know,
exactly,
today if I go and talk something against the some authority, I will need a lot of courage. And you see how much courage Galileo had.
yeah.
That the whole world is believing in one thing, and then he believes that Earth is not the center of the universe. So it was a big change, huge change.
and and so and then um, also he made the meaningful observation, and then he gave a kind of way to all of us that, hey, experiment with things and come up with a conclusion which should be based on facts, and whatever best you can figure it out, and that is what you need to share with everybody else. As we know, when we go into the atomic theory, right, we all can laugh that you know, like we start with Dalton, then comes what, Neil Bohr and all those people. They are all, I mean, I'm not remembering them in their sequence, but if I remember, later on, we all learn about different people, how they went from one scientist to one chemist to another, and he improved further, and at the same time he proved the previous guy was wrong in his theory, right? But they continued, everybody, uh, taking taking advantage of the previous knowledge and continued the knowledge to, and that's what is going to happen, and this will continue to happen, that we learn from what we have and the available, and then we discover new things, and then we give that to society, and next generation we expect them to do the same thing. We want them to disprove us based on our theories, whatever we learned, how improve it further. So this Galileo has a contribution in that regard too, that he is guiding every day all of us, those who are in the scientific world, that don't be afraid, do the right experiment and come up with the right conclusion.
That is, in this connection, I will tell you that even in India, in the fourth and fifth century, and say maybe fourth to the 10th century, there were people, I mean, say Bhaskaracharya and others, there were many, what you call, they were also observing the sky. Had, the science progressed even beyond that 10th century, which it didn't, maybe Indians could have been the first to see these things.
Yeah,
But then, but the history didn't allow them to do so.
exactly.
Because it seems that in the 500, 600 years, in those periods, there were many people in India.
Yeah,
They were observing. Of course, they were observing for other reasons. That is the astrology. It is for the astrology, but they were observing, and had they observed but
so you're right.
history didn't allow it,
So if
unfortunately.
you, yeah, so that's why it's very, that's how you have made a very good point and observation that political stability in the world is needed
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
the,
It is very much needed.
yeah. So this is exactly what happened, that in India, for Brinda, because she is not familiar with the Indian history, that we considered AD, like AD 0 to, let's call it 500-600 period, the golden period of India, because all many discoveries happened at that time in different branches of science and arts and health. A lot of works were written, and in literature a lot of things happened. So the reason was that that was the only period India was very stable. After that, Muslim invasion started happening from the 7th, 8th century. And then after the Gupta period, India disintegrated into smaller kingdoms, and they were just fighting with each other. And there was no stability. For example, where we all come from, our area was a battleground. Sometimes we were under Bengal, sometimes we were under Kannauj, the two neighboring states. We are in the middle, smaller state. Mithila, where we come from, was a very small state. And then uh, on the, so east side Bengal would capture us, and sometime from the western side Kannauj would capture us. Then from the southern side, Magad would capture us. I have not yet read how much Nepal did, but Nepal ultimately took half of the Mithila. So that's why political stability is very important for development of all kinds. And uh, we had that in India for a while, and it developed. And once it stopped, everything started falling apart.
Yeah. So, since Brenda is there, I think if she looks into the history of Mexico, she will find that even in Mexico, there were a lot of people in those times were quite interested in observing the sky. Particularly, they say Maya civilization had also a lot of contributions they would have made had it lasted, because it was quite an advanced civilization.
Yes, I think it's the most important civilization, Maya civilization from Mexico,
Yeah.
but it's not near to me. It's in the
Yeah,
other side from Mexico.
yeah. And I think the observing the sky also was something which a lot of people did in Mexico in earlier times.
Yeah, Mexico as well as in South America, many other countries,
Yeah,
Nicaragua,
yeah, yes,
yeah,
yes.
Costa Rica. There are many places. I mean, whole South America and Mexico, it was under the ancient empire, and this Maya civilization that was spread in very long area. It's just like you can call it like a European whole area. It was as big as Europe, where this Maya civilization was um, for a long time.
Yes.
And
And there is something very interesting I will tell you, all of you, that you see, science grew out of, astrology, observing the sky, and so astrology was the factor.
yeah,
Similarly, chemistry came out of alchemy. Alchemy means people were interested how to make gold from common elements. How to They thought that gold can be made,
Yeah,
which is the alchemy. You see, from that chemistry grew. You see, the science has grown from
yeah.
superstitious things. It is very interesting. If you read the history of ideas and history of science, the science has really grown from very superstitious beliefs like alchemy, astrology, and things like that.
All
So
right. Yeah. So just Malikji, I'm just changing a little topic from the science to social science.
sure.
Uh, yeah. So today there is a video kind of being viral in our part of the world in Mithila, Bihar. It seems that Prime Minister Modi ji has made a statement somewhere in the BJP meeting, that
Mm,
how he has worked, improved things in the medical science from like Assam, Bengal, Odisha, and Bihar. And in that process, he talked about AIMS, and he says that Darbhanga AIMS is completed and how it is serving the people. So now everybody is talking about this. I would like you to watch that video, all of you, those of you who are from our part of the world,
oh,
and see. So where did that statement came? And then second thing is that I will share few pages of a book. Uh, I was on that Mithila kind of social group where they meet almost every night at the same time. I go once in a while. I don't go regularly, but this month and this week is the August 15th of August National Day is coming. So everybody is talking about Independence Day, and what was the contribution of Mithila people in the freedom fighting, and all that. And in that process, they were talking, and that what things happen. And yeah, there, luckily, I had a book on freedom fighting contribution in Mithilanchal. It is written in Hindi by Mr. Dinesh Kumar Jha from Madhubani. And so I talked about that book, and I'll share with you guys also few pages because they were struggling to find few names. Everybody knew about Suraj Narayan Singh, but beyond Suraj Narayan Singh, nobody had idea who were the freedom fighter, who were the people who participated. So last week I talked about our village incident where your father was also wounded and your uncle was wounded, and then one person had he was wounded on his throat because by the British charge, they all were wounded. And like that, this guy, this Jha, he has chronicled all the incidents from 1917 when Gandhiji first came to Champaran movement in Bihar, to all the way to 1943. Every incident which happened in different part of North Bihar. Uh, Although I didn't find my village name there. Your village and my village name was not there. I have not yet fully, I am still looking for. But I had asked him that time when he gave me that book. I have his copy. He gave me in 93. He published in 98 that, did you mention about my village? He said, yes, it is mentioned. So I would like you to get hold of that book. Also, I'm trying to see if I can make a PDF copy later on also. But read that. This book is called Swatantra Sangram or Mithilanchal. I'll post some pages of this book, front and back, for everybody to. We should remember all those people who gave their life. There
no,
are
no.
thousands.
Actually, why don't you tell him to give us the full book so that we can have a look at it? We can buy it actually.
No, that's what I'm going to say. He book is here in front of me. He gave me the book in 1993. The author
So
of this book.
our village is mentioned in that.
That I don't know. I have read only briefly, and I was looking for it and I couldn't find. But he had told me it is 200-page book. There are
Oh,
many incidents. 200 pages book of different villages. All those. I don't know if it is not. I'll tell you. But what I'm saying is that this book should be available, and you should try to. I'll send you the front page and back page of this book. This is supposed to be published from uh, Sham Printing Press, Madhubani. So I'll send you the both information. And actually, there is tremendously work written for all the district. Muzaffarpur, Sitamarhi, Champaran, you name it, Madhubani, Darbhanga, Samastipur, Begusrai, all the district of the North Bihar, more or less Mithilanchal. So you have done a tremendous job. Since this is our Freedom Fighters Remembrance Month, I just wanted to talk briefly about it. And I'll send you what pages I have made photocopy of.
oh, that's good. Please send. I think we will. I will try to figure out. Acha, you have the whole book with you, is it?
Yes, I have the whole
Okay.
book. Yeah. I
And
think I
it's
have
available.
copied you. If I'm
It
not
is.
mistaken, last
Hmm.
week I might have copied you the pages I made photocopy of. So check your email. That otherwise I'll send you the copies to this site right now after this meeting. I'll post it
Hmm.
there, all the photo pages I have made so far, and you can look at it from here.
Okay. 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 I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just a distortion I did. Sorry about we are kind of going away from science, but back to forum for the things we want to discuss.
Yeah.
So
But
Mrityunjay ji, sorry
hello.
sir. So Mrityunjay ji, you are totally only joined and nothing told us. So you have any question? You want to say something?
No, sir. Actually, I was listening to your discussions about Deepak sir and
Oh.
Amarnath sir. Sir, actually, I was curious about the question answer that I asked Chitranan sir about that 4D visualization of gravity, like how Earth is round can be visualized in 4D.
Yeah. Yeah. Space time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No visualization. Okay. No. What I'm saying that. Uh, Visualize means no, we know, see, we know that we are able to grasp 3D things, but say since we to grasp a 4D is a very difficult, but then that is what is nature is actually. So no, and the question which you had asked, I will answer that question regarding that why everything is round. That is what the question you had asked last time, isn't it?
Actually, sir, Naveen sir asked that question.
Huh.
I asked us, would it be more logical to like visualize in a four-dimensional manner why Earth is round or why something is the way it is due to gravity, instead of using Newton's laws of gravitation, because sometimes they may fail in case of like this kind of macro level stuff.
Yeah, great. Yes, okay. This part, I think this question, give me some more time. Actually, I got busy in something else. So
Okay, sir.
I will give you some 4D visualization kind of thing. I'll share with you how that makes a difference. I will share with you. Yeah,
Sure,
that's a
sir.
very interesting. That's a very interesting. Now, they people say that the universe is 36 dimensional. Forget about four dimensional. Some say it is
Yeah,
11 dimensional. I
yeah,
mean,
string
but these
theory.
are all, see, these are all hypotheses, not, there is no proof, nothing. It is just a mathematical construction which people are doing. But
Yes, sir.
about the four dimensional thing, we have the proof. But beyond that, we have no proof. So it is just people are doing, what we say conjecture. In science, we say conjecture that आपने सोचा मन में कि ऐसा होना चाहिए पर सबूत तो है नहीं तो आप बोल तो सकते हैं पर सबूत तो नहीं है इसीलिए हम लोग नहीं मानेंगे.
Yes, sir. There till the time is a physical dimension and fifth dimension.
Right. So yeah, I'll share with you someday, maybe next or next time I'll share
Sure,
with
sir.
you.
Sure.
Yeah, that's very
Yes.
nice. So Brenda also didn't ask any question today.
Yeah,
No,
I only one question related with the gravity. The
yeah, what?
gravity in the air is a different than the moon and Mars, but I see in some videos when the astronaut return or go back to the air, the astronaut can feel bad. I don't know if the gravity affecting the body of the human, like the blood flow and the hair breath change. This is true. The gravity affect the body of the human.
Gravity does affect our body also. That even the blood circulation. Something to the leg when it goes, the blood circulation is quite okay. It's the problem arises when the blood has to flow to the brain. So it's but then the pressure is such that it manages to make the blood flow in the brain. Now, when people go in the rockets where there is a zero gravity, there are problems, and that is why this the studies were being made that how to the effect of the gravity, how to deal with that. Because when you go in space, you go to a region where there is very little gravity, and our body is conditioned to the gravity on the earth. So there are many questions. Suppose human beings decide to stay on the moon, then what's going to happen? What changes will happen in our body? How we'll encounter that? Those are open questions. But then people have stayed now in the space rocket for 6 months altogether. See, the international space stations, people go there, they stay there for 6 months, even 1 year.
Yes,
And This
it's
is,
a lot. Yes, it's a
this
lot
is
of time. Yeah.
yeah, we will need, because someday, see, we have to leave the earth and go somewhere else. Because earth after few million years will not be habitable. Why? Because of the climate change. Now also, even after 300, 400 years, it will not be habitable if we don't, do something for the climate change. So human beings have to leave the earth someday, but how they will do it, what problems we will face, what kind of space rocket, all these are very open questions.
Yes, I think it's a open question because I see different videos about the gravity, and I think maybe the gravity affecting the body of the blood in the body. I don't know. Many questions about if is a possible living other planet in a moon and in Mars. I don't know. It's a lot of questions.
Yeah, it is it's there. So there are many problems to be tackled before we leave the earth and go to stay somewhere else.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, to sum up, Brenda, definitely gravity is impacting evolutions of all the species, including us. I mean, it is gravity has a big role of the in the evolution. It's just not us, but the whole thing, planet. I mean, all different species, plants. So also not just the species, and as you already know that what moon's gravity is 1/6. As soon as we go on the moon, our weight become 1/6 down in absolute term, whatever we are. If we are 106, what I mean, 1/6, it become 1/6. So you can imagine that um, that we see right there. And then of course they have not yet studied how that impacts our all the functioning of the different component of our body. That will be completely different science there. But in general, yes, gravitational force. I mean, we are product of multi-dimensional. We already have been hearing about four-dimensional, and how many you said, Bhuvanji? 36? What was the maximum dimension you heard? Huh?
36.
36. So just like 36 dimension, similarly, we already know that three, four major forces like gravitational forces, electromagnetic forces, and few others. So far, we have covered. So all these together, they are balancing us. That's how we
But
are. We are product of contribution of many, many scientific things. Some of them we know, but many we don't know yet. So it's not that easy, and that is why we are not able to reproduce like children, or there are a lot of scientists are trying to do it in the hospitals. How can we produce it? They want to produce different parts of our human bodies there, and yeah, so still a lot of knots are not open yet. We search, we need to continue. One interesting note, uh, I have a visiting friend, and I told him accidentally one day that, hey, Dr. Albert Einstein used to live in my town. He said, really? And then I said, yes, there is an alley in his name. So one time I went with him. He's a doctor by profession in Delhi, and he's visiting his daughter, and he's also retired. So we are living in the same neighborhood. So we came to know. And so day before yesterday, I started looking for it, and finally I found that place where the Einstein Alley is. So basically, I live in the same town where Dr. Albert Einstein used to live, and used to teach in the Princeton University. One of the great gravitational guy. So
Yes.
I I just wanted to share that with you guys. Yeah, he has done also a lot of work on gravitation. We only remember him for E equal to mc square, but he is he was true multidimensional scientist. Many things he discovered.
yeah, but you
Yeah,
you know Einstein said that his first love is not science but music.
yeah,
So,
interesting.
and there is a very interesting news. If I don't know, you all are reading scientific journals or not. It seems something has happened in the Fermi lab in Chicago. Something has happened. There is a particle called muon, which is not behaving in a way which it should behave.
Hmm.
Means the four forces are not able to explain this. So they are thinking there is a fifth force.
Hmm.
So all the journals are now hot with this news.
Oh, interesting. No, tell us about it, because uh,
No,
now,
no, not much is disclosed right now, except that first they want to have all the data and analyze, but we are just overhearing. So it may be true, may not be true. But let
hmm.
us see what happens. So I would like to now go a little bit
Conclude.
for the dinner. Dinner.
Yes.
Yes, it's fine.
So
Yeah. Hey, Bhuvanji, I heard that he's back in India, Srinath.
no, he didn't inform me. Has
Oh,
he come?
okay.
No, he was supposed to come in September.
Yeah, that's what, because one of the gentlemen who also comes to this meeting, you have met him, Ashok Thakur, right? Ashok Thakur or some Thakurji, Dr. Thakur. Yeah, probably you met him in one of the
Sanjay.
meetings. Sanjay Thakur, yeah.
Yeah.
He was mentioning that probably he has gone back to India.
No,
So,
he come in September. He told I talked to. We had a talk a few days
oh,
back.
okay. Okay. So maybe then that's not true. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He's planning to
Kamya,
go to.
Kamya, you have any question? Kamya is also joined.
Okay, Kamya. Yeah, please go ahead.
No, I don't really have a question. It's fine.
Okay.
No, Kamya, are you waiting? You take up to particle physics, then you will try to find the fifth force.
Kamya, what is your major? I remember you coming to one meeting when I was also there. You were in somewhere in MP, right? Doing your college, right?
No,
No,
no.
sir, I'm still in
Um,
10th grade.
Oh, then that was a different person, I guess. Okay, so you are still in the 10th class. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Kamya,
Okay,
you are
then
living in UK or something? UK,
no.
UAE.
Yeah.
UAE,
Yeah.
UAE.
Okay, let me say goodbye to all of you and good night.
Okay.
Wish
Good
you a
Good
night.
night.
happy
Good night,
day.
sir.
Good night. Good
Yeah.
night.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
nice. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
It's not. It's nice to see Brinda's face today.
Yes, the other day you mentioned it's supposed to hit me. I
Yeah.
changed the content now.
One time I told Pankaj that hey, ask her if it's okay for her to show sometime her face.
Yes, it's okay. Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Very nice. I
I am
hope
Okay,
real.
good night.
very soon you will be an Indian scholar, and who knows, you will be translating a lot of Indian books into the uh, in your native
Sure,
language,
sir.
like many other scholars. So, we are giving you background, and then maybe one time you want to make a trip to India. If you like to travel, that will be good. You have now a lot of friends all over. Make a trip. Just go for a couple of months, stay
Yes,
with all your friends, and enjoy it, different places, and see the Indian history.
yes,
Good.
thank you.
Yep.
Bye. Have a nice day. Well, a good
Okay.
night. A good
I
night.
think now, yeah, time to go. So, I think good night, everybody.
Yes,
We'll
bye.
bye.
Bye, bye,
Good
sir.
night, sir.